Hello and welcome to day 6. Yes, you've made it. Day 6 of your intensive yoga meditation for beginners retreat at home with me, Jenny Light. So for today we are culminating the practice that we've worked on for the last 5 days, working through each one of the chakras. And for today we are working with our beautiful brow chakra, which sits above all of the others. So if you would like to start today by bringing praying hands in towards the centre and just becoming present in the breath, allowing the breath to sit within the awareness of your observation instead of an unconscious practice. Let it be something that you are conscious of. So bringing the hands together, be aware of sitting on the 2 sit bones so that we have a glorious inhale and we have a joyous exhale. Allowing the breath to become deeper. Breathing in, press the thumbs together, creating a lift up the front of the body. And breathing out, pressing the pinkies, the little fingers together so that we get a lift up the back of the body, lifting from the scruff of the neck. Breathing in that joyous inhale up the front of the body. And breathing out, lengthening up the back of the body, pressing little fingers together. Breathing in, thumbs. And breathing out, pressing little fingers. Have a lift that lifts through the scruff of the neck, the back of the head, to the crown of the head as you breathe out, but allows the shoulder blades to slide down over the back ribs. Breath in rises through the thumbs, lifting the breastbone, the collarbone, to the crown of the head. And the exhale allows this lengthening up the back of the body. Another couple of breaths, becoming present in your breath. And then we're going to start today by lying down. We're going to do a couple of stretches today lying down in order to waken up the spine and the hips for our little practice to do before our meditation today. So if you could get yourself into lying down and gently bring the knees above the chest, one hand on each knee, and we're taking head to one side and knees to the other. Head to one side and knees to the other. Head to one side, knees to the other. Just wakening up the spine. And also thinking about walking the hips away from the upper half of the body as you come into your very gentle awakening twist. Walking the hips away from the upper half of the body, then coming into the centre, taking the knees to arm's length, and as you breathe out, squeezing the air out of the body, bringing the thighs toward the body. Breathing in to arm's length, and breathing out, squeezing the thighs against the body. Push through the heels. Breathing into arm's length, and breathing out, squeeze the air out of the body, push through the heels, lift the head to look down the midline of the body, and push the tailbone away to the back of the room. So get this lengthening out of the tailbone. Then placing the head back first, placing the feet flat onto the floor, hands out at about hip height, and we're just rolling onto the sides of the feet, coming into a twist as you take the knees to one side, breathing into the centre, take the knees to the opposite side, rolling onto the sides of the feet. Allow the knees to separate, breathing into the centre, breathing out to the opposite side, breathing into the centre, breathing out to the opposite side. And then we're going to do that another couple of times, this time taking the head in the opposite direction. So it's breathing into the centre, knees drop to one side, head rotates to look toward the other. Breathing into the centre, knees to one side, head to the other. Thinking of lengthening through the spine, coming into the centre, taking knees to one side, lengthen through the back of the neck and then rotate the head. Breathing into the centre. Last time, take knees to one side, lengthen through the back of the neck, head to the opposite side. Coming back into the centre. This time we're taking the feet very close to the buttocks and then place the heels down so the feet are parallel facing away from the body, just in front of the hip bones. And we're coming into a flowing bridge posture. So I'll just demonstrate. So pressing in with the feet, lift through the hips, taking the arms overhead, lift the hips toward the ceiling, pressing down through the footprint of both feet, and once you're in it, lengthen through the back of the neck. And then sliding the back down onto the floor, taking the hip bones toward the heels, flattening the lower back, and then bring the hands down. So it's breathing in to take the arms overhead, lifting hip bones towards the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the neck once you're in it, and then taking the hips toward the heels, bring the arms back down. Okay, another couple of times. Breathing in to lift up, lengthen through the back of the neck, keep pushing through the feet evenly, and breathing out, lengthening hip bones to heels, hands come back down. Last time. Breathing in to lift, press down through big toes, little toes, outside edges of the feet, lengthen through the back of the neck. Keep pushing hips towards the ceiling, breathing out, lengthening back down, hands by the side, knees above the chest, and we're just taking head to one side, knees to the other, loosening off the spine. And then placing feet back onto the floor, bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees just to separate to the side. So we're in our beautiful open pose. It's the cobbler pose but lying down. So we are allowing a real opening into the hips, and just bring the hands either side of the body and just allow the body to relax. Allow the weight of gravity to open into the hips. So we have this beautiful inhale into the belly, allow the belly to rise. And then there's that beautiful exhale that allows the exhale to flatten the belly back against the spine. Close the eyes, breathing into the belly. And breathing out, flattening the navel back against the spine. Inhale to the belly, allow it to balloon out. And breathing out, flattening the abdomen against the spine. And the next time that you exhale, place the hands underneath the thighs, bring the knees together, Place the hands at the small of the back, coming up into sitting. And we are working on a posture which allows a great deal of energy to come up through the spine. It's called Mahamudra, or golden staff pose. And I'd like you to think about, what is the staff? What is that golden staff in yoga? Of course, it is this channel of light that is in the spine. And we're allowing that great light to come up in the spine. The whole purpose of yoga is to become awake and aware of who we are as souls, as divine beings, as timeless, as not the body, not the mind, but that we are eternal, everlasting, and ever aware. So our journey in yoga is, everything is to facilitate that. Even if it just seems to be an exercise at times, everything is to facilitate that. So in our Mahamudra golden staff pose, remember that it is the spine that is your central axis that we're seeking to illumine. And I'm going to get you to place both feet out in front of the body, then bend up one knee toward the chest, and then allow that leg to open to the side. If that isn't suitable for your hip, then please either put a cushion underneath the leg or just extend the leg to the side and forget about it, because it isn't the main thing that we're working on. It's over this extended leg. So first of all, placing the hands on the floor, make sure that you are facing over the extended leg, breathing in to raise up through the arms, lengthening, and then breathing out, placing the thumbs crossed on knees, thighs, lower leg, wherever you can, with the arms straight. Tuck the chin toward the chest, and then sliding the arms down. This is without allowing the shoulders to slouch forward. Keep that rod of light straight in the spine. So there is a muscular effort that's involved here, in at the abdomen, in at the waist, in at the neck, as we create what's called in yoga a bandha. It's a constriction, it's an energy lock. So that will, effectively that will do is that it'll push the life force in the spine up onto the brow. So we'll do that again. So placing the hands either side of the body. I'll talk you through it properly this time. Breathing in to rise up. Breathing out, interlock thumbs. Tipping the spine forward from the waist without coming forward with the shoulders. Place the hands wherever is comfortable and tuck the chin toward the chest. So breathing in, rise up through the crown of the head. And breathing out, have this awareness of an extension from tailbone to the crown of the head, up through the spine. Breathing in, lift through the crown of the head. And breathing out, have an awareness of that golden rod of light in the spine as you breathe out. Breathing in, lift. And breathing out, lengthen. Slide the hands back up the thighs. Perhaps bring the soles of the feet together. And just notice how you feel at the moment. If you like, you can flap the knees, the butterfly's wings, but just notice how you feel in the head. And then extending both feet out in front, this time taking the opposite leg toward the body, opening out to the side, or indeed extending that leg out of the way, so that you're facing over the leg that's in focus. So hands on the floor to start off with. breathing in to rise up out of the sit bones, breathing out, interlock thumbs and place them anywhere on the leg that is comfortable. Tuck the chin toward the chest and then slide the hands down the leg. So you're tipping forward slightly from the waist, from the top of the thighs, not the waist and not the upper back. Everything remains straight. So it's breathe in, lifting up through the crown of the hair toward the ceiling, and breathing out, having an awareness of this golden rod of light in the spine. Lifting toward the ceiling with the inhale, and breathing out, having that golden rod of light in the spine. Breathing in, lift, and breathing out, a golden rod of spine in the spine from the tailbone right up into the head. And then sliding the hands back up that leg, bring both legs in front, drumming the back of the knees on the floor. And then we're going to come into our seated posture for meditation today. So over the last few days we have looked at different yoga practices that all lead to developing an internal focus. So from an externally focused mind and body, then we start to focus our attention inwards. So it's instead of the searchlights turning outward, they're turning inward. And each one of the practices helps to build that. Please don't think that Rome was built in a day. This takes time, it takes application, lots of practice. But you're started on that journey, and that is a wonderful, life-changing thing. Each tool, each practice builds on the last, so that you have a sizable change within your makeup of your bodies. That's the physical, the astral body. You have a sizable change that goes on, that you start to feel clearer and calmer. Those are the two things that happen first of all. Then a deep happiness starts to come in for no reason, nothing externally related, but just a happiness in yourself. So it's all things to be looking forward to. So I want to talk today about the brow chakra. It has a disc of light on the brow, and it's called ajna in Sanskrit, which means to command or to know. So just to know intuitionally. The seat of knowledge is to be accessed here on the brow, but it also gives you command over the body, command over the mind, command over the restless chitta, the feeling. We have mastery of that, which comes with practice. Remember I talked about in the spine we've got all these developmental stages that you go through each one of the chakras, and that each one is incrementally a vibration above the one beneath, and that you learn to maintain holding your vibration, your state of being at a higher, incrementally higher state of being. But we learn that by having mastery up here. So actually this one's pivotal on changing all the rest, to have that ability to place your attention here. The two physical eyes look out horizontally across the world, but to access this, it involves pivoting the eyes toward this point, which is a vibration above the physical world. So if you can gently take your eyes to look toward one another, and then gently shift it upward slightly, so we're on the level of the the brows, slightly above the eyebrows and between the eyebrows. And make your gaze loose. So do this with open eyes at the beginning. So you're making your gaze loose without really focusing on what you're looking at. We learn to take our gaze away from what we're seeing in the external world and just have the eyes focused there. So the eyes can now gently close. Now you've got the feeling of where the eyes are looking toward. And if you just hold that for a moment or two, I'm going to describe the Ajna chakra as a disc of light with two petals mapping out left and right across the brow. So the disc of light is a purpley blue, indigo blue, and that the petals either side are pure white. And from this chakra we learn to have command over the seat of the mind, and also over the body. And then just let your eyes rest, gently blinking open the eyes and coming back into the room. Our breath practice today is the alternate nostril breath, which we're going to do. I'd like you to visualise that you are having this as the pivotal point, the brow chakra. So first of all, starting by placing index finger and middle finger on the brow, and then you have a pivot that goes on between the thumb closing one nostril and the little finger and ring finger closing the other one. If you like, you can bring your elbow into the midline of the body and place the opposite palm underneath it for support. This is so that you can have your chin being level. So in Mahamudra we created a constriction on the throat. In this one we have no constriction. So making sure that the chin is level to allow all prana to flow through the throat. So we'll start by placing the thumbs lightly either side, either just above the fleshy part of the nostril, just below the bridge of the nose, and just becoming aware of the body breathing. So there is an inhale and an exhale without any constriction, just feeling the vibration of the breath through the fingers. And then closing the right nostril, breathing in through the left. Close the left nostril, breathe out through the right. Breathing in through the right nostril. Close the right, breathe out through the left. That constitutes one round. We're going to do another 4 or 5 rounds. So it's breathing in through the left. Take the awareness onto the brow. Close the left, breathing out through the right. Breathing in through the right, take the awareness to the 2 fingers on the brow. Close the right, breathing out through the left. Breathing in through the left, take awareness to the 2 fingers on the brow. Breathing out through the right. Breathing in through the right. Awareness to the brow. Close the right. Breathing out through the left. Now you've got the flow of it, see if you can make your breath longer. So there's only an inhale and an exhale. Inhaling from the left, the awareness on the brow. Close the left, breathing out through the right. Breathing in through the clearness on the brow as a coolness. Close the right, breathing out through the left. Breathing in through one nostril. Take the journey of the breath to the brow, to the two fingers on the brow. Close that nostril and breathing out through the opposite one. We'll do this another couple of breaths, and this time pause lightly on the two fingers on the brow to experience a tingling, a coolness, a sensation. Before breathing out through the opposite nostril. And next time you breathe out through the left nostril, gently place the hands on the thighs. And we're creating a mudra. We're touching forefinger and thumb together. So the forefinger represents the ego, and the thumb represents the higher self, the soul consciousness. So we are bringing the ego under the domination, under the control, under the will of the higher consciousness, and gently closing the eyes. And we're going to have no movement in the body once you've let the hands come to rest, except the breath. So that you can start to feel something other than physical sensation on the 2 points of contact between forefinger and thumb. So perhaps there is a warmth or a tingling. And the longer that you concentrate on it, there becomes a fuzziness, an energy. Just keeping your attention, just keep bringing the mind back to what am I experiencing now on the space between the thumb of the thumb and the forefinger, in that infinitesimal space between the thumb and the forefinger. Perhaps I'm experiencing a tingling, a lightness. And I'd just like you to visualise that there is a star developing, a light developing between forefinger and thumb on each hand. Perhaps there is a lightness that starts to flow up the arms. Just keep bringing your attention back to forefinger and thumb, to that space between them, becoming bright as a star. And then bringing in the third star in our meditation, which is on the brow, into that point where forefinger and middle finger touch the brow. Experience that there is another lightness, a tingling, visualise a star So as the physical body recedes away, we're left with 3 stars, one between each thumb and forefinger and one on the brow. The lightness, the brightness that is shining between forefinger and thumb lends its light up to the brow. So there's an upward movement from each hand to its shining star of light toward the brow. And then taking your attention to the brow, and imagine that you're looking out not from the level of the physical eyes, but a step above that, into the seat of the higher consciousness. And imagine that you're gazing into infinite space. Seeing to the far reaches, in front, behind, to the left, to the right, above, beneath, all space, all time, with infinite vision. And into your vastness of awareness, your expanded state, having an affirmation. I know body, I am consciousness. I am not the body, I am consciousness. I am not the body, I am consciousness. I am. And then taking your awareness back into somewhere in that vastness, there is a physical vehicle that is your body for this lifetime. And just starting to move fingers, move toes, bring yourself back into physical body consciousness. That this is your vehicle, your car, if you like, for this lifetime, but it is not you. That you are the driver, the operator of this vehicle, but it is not you. Taking a deeper breath in, and then just stretching the arms in front and above the body, and then allowing the body to awake by rubbing the hands together, creating sparks of life force between the hands, and then placing those this time over the closed eyes. eyes. Just allow the tingling from the hands to travel into the physical eyes, along the optic nerves, awakening into the brain, into the left hemisphere, the right hemisphere. Blinking open the eyes and coming back into the room. So this is just the start of your yoga meditation journey. I hope I've given you a hint of the vastness that is in store. Once you let go of limitation, belief in limitation of either body or mind, that there is no limitation, that there is only possibility. If you would like to study further with me, then I am running a yoga meditation classes for beginners. So you can message me or email me at jenny@living-lightly.co.uk if you wish to have more tuition. I'm more than willing to have you on board. I hope you have a wonderful day, and your practice for today is to practice walking lightly on the earth. Practice not always seeing out from this level of the physical eyes, but placing your consciousness on the brow and seeing things from a higher perspective. Everything's just transient. So don't get too caught up in what's happening in your daily life or externally in the world. Everything's transient. Try to just walk lightly. And my blessings to you all.